What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another video. And this leg day is a little bit interesting. I mentioned before in the video previous that with the brace and stuff, it was putting my arm at a angle where I was feeling like a lot of pressure, specifically in the surgery area where the stitches were. So my stitches are interesting. It's kind of like a Harry Potter scar, like a zigzag thunderbolt up and down the arm. So there's a lot of points of contact where like the scar tissue is growing over, and I was getting some uncomfortable pressure, and I felt, okay, I don't know if this is like an arm pump or whatever, but something I didn't want to engage in further. So in this workout, I actually did something that I firmly believe, where basically I just, make a decision based off of how I'm feeling. So as I'm warming up here, I'm not really feeling it. I'm trying to take my time and make sure I'm not over engaging that arm. It's in the brace, and so it's fixed at a position where, you start getting blood flowing and you're bracing and holding on to something, you can get an arm pump in there. And so that was kind of uncomfortable. So my warm-up set of 245 here, I did a few reps and I was just feeling a lot of pressure in that area. I didn't want to burst anything. So I did a few reps and, I said, probably not smart to continue going, so I cut the SSB there and just moved on to the belt squat. And the reason I did that, the belt squat, I'm not really gripping on anything, and I can leverage the squat a little bit differently. Like, I'm not sustaining or balancing a bar on my back, which, anytime that you place anything on your lats, if you're engaging in any sort of handle, you can, if you're activating muscles and get a pump there. So kind of took it away and just went with a squat variation that I feel was not going to cause that many issues. So, it wasn't the ideal workout, wasn't what I wanted, but I said, whatever, at least I can go in and train and then we'll figure this out. So after this workout, I actually made the decision to just stick with the sling. You can kind of see like the bandaged up arm and everything, and then the brace, and you can kind of see how all that material like forces the arm into that position. So you start getting blood flowing and your arm is in that fixed position and the muscles are sustaining against the brace, you're going to get a pump in there. So I'm not even sure if it was a bad thing. It could be partially the numbness and then the blood flow and the blood pressure. And you just feel it more though, because it's a more unique feeling compared to the other arm where you're actively picking things up and kind of moving stuff around. So I don't know, just decided it wasn't worth risking. So just did what I could. And, moved on from there. It's just one workout. It's not always going to be the best workout. And you can kind of see it's hard to position with this brace. It's bulky. So like when you're squatting and if you've got long femurs like me, you kind of have to put your arm somewhere so you can kind of hold it off in weird angles. And this workout just basically told me this probably wasn't the best thing to use. I thought it was cool when I first got it because it's fixed, but then you realize, man, I really can't put my arm anywhere. When the sling is across your arm, you can kind of tuck it almost, so it doesn't flare out to the side and become an issue like that. So, that was kind of the game plan going forward. But just unilateral stuff here. Like I mentioned before in the workout, if you go past the last video, that kind of breakdown, or 2 videos ago, I believe, if you break down, the structure I have, like what my game plan is, there's a day where I'm going heavy, a day where I'm going pause reps, and then a day where I'm doing reps, and then intertwined to some unilateral stuff just to make it more interesting. So I'm not just doing ham curls and leg extensions the whole time. I can work each individually and get some variation. Obviously go a little bit lighter. You can kind of see me how I've got my arm brace because a lot of reps and stuff, and that blood was flowing in the body, and I was definitely feeling that pump there, and I didn't really want that. So I was trying to alleviate that, and I found that if I put my arm in this position here, you can kind of see the whole brace and everything there. It was relieving some of the pressure, but it wasn't something I don't think it's going to be sustainable going forward. So I usually was using this when I was walking my dog, any sort of like walking, not a strenuous movement, but any sort of movement that wasn't stationary, I'll use the brace for. And then while I'm strategically lifting, I'm going to use the sling, just more comfortable, easier to put on, take off, and put things in a way. Obviously the brace is doing its job. So, it worked out pretty well. And for $250, it better. So basically, that was kind of my wake up call here. And then just unilateral leg extensions, taking it nice and easy. Still got the arm in the same position, so you know, I was thinking too much about it, and then I went home and cleaned everything up and made sure nothing was an issue, and I think it was just stimulus I hadn't felt before, and that's why I was feeling the way I did. So definitely a shorter workout, didn't get to those heavier sets on the SSB, but called it there. You know, you can always come in and adjust and do things again. It's a learning experience or whatever. So, you know, I took my L on that, learned my lesson, and, you know, we'll come back for the next one. But got more videos coming. I'm going to just keep documenting this thing until we can get back to the old school way we were doing stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Thanks for watching the latest video. If you want to help support the channel, I actually own my own wet shaving and grooming e-commerce website where everything's handmade by me. It's www.apexsoaps.com, and you can get a 10% off code using wet shaver. We've got some cool scents here. We've got some Coca-Cola scents, a horchata scent, traditional barbershop, just some really cool stuff, and you can purchase samples or you can buy the whole set. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via email. Be quick to respond. Thanks for watching.